on, it's okay. Come on. Come and lay on your blanket. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Hello, hello. Good morning, Sandra. Oh, let's see, bring it. Sorry, my mic keeps. Yay, Laura! Congratulations! We're so glad you're here this morning. Okay, so it was just supposed to get colder here. Instead, it decided to rain this morning, so now it's humid. Not really all that cold. I don't know what the weather is doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to be wearing. Hi, Madeline. Okay, so I did this. I actually started this. Oh my goodness, the back. It's like a train wreck on the back, the quilting. Well, the train wreck looks like a train wreck on the front. The quilting looks like a train wreck on the front, too. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I had been drinking. I don't know. I don't drink. Hi, Dubravka. We missed you too, Laura. So this is the wall hanging that I did years ago, and I think I finished it last year. I finally did the back, quilted it, bound it, the whole 9 yards. It's not my best work, but when it's on the wall, you can't tell. So there you go. And I put the put the binding on the front, and then stitched it down from the back, which I don't like doing, because you have just a weird line mark, stitch lines and stuff if you're not super, super good. Anyway. Yeah, we're supposed to get really cold weather, like starting this afternoon, and then it's supposed to keep going and dropping and dropping and dropping down into like the low 50s. I have to pull out my down jackets. Okay. Hi, Loretta. Okay, so I don't know why I'm yelling. Why am I yelling? I was in a bit of a rush. I was trying to get a bunch of stuff done. It's going to be a busy week, and everybody's schedule is off this week. Like it's just a very weird schedule week, the whole 9 yards. And so I'm trying to get my bearings on it all today. And I don't feel like doing those types of things. I feel like just sitting down and reading my book, which, by the way, so this is what we're working on. We're picking some fabrics for this thing today, but I'm doing it different. Bundle up, Buttercup. Touche. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't remember if I did this from a pattern. I must have, because I don't think I would have dreamed this up myself. However, when I originally did it, there were some things I didn't care for. Like I didn't care for how I did the fabric that I used here, because I felt like there was too much red, like close to that red, and so you kind of lost that line a little bit. Not a big deal. But my goal for this year is to do one. You really have to have some sort of a border around it, don't you? You really do. Well, my goal for this year is to do 3. I want to do them 3 in a row. But my fear is that it will be too big. And like I said, I don't even remember or know where the pattern is for this. It was a really, really basic pattern. I feel like it was something from Missouri Star. And the reason I feel like that is I think that this was like a bonus. So let's just see. Oh, don't ignore the drawer, please. Close your eyes. Avert your eyes! Fall, jelly rolls, rice nuts, cord collectors. This is the problem with this hobby, is you end up with these little scrappy bits of stuff everywhere. Scrappy bits of fabric, scrappy bits of, this is the one I want to do as well. I like to do this for my bed. Trip Around the World. It was a Donna Jordan pattern. Angela, stay focused. Focus, Angela, focus. See, I start doing this stuff and then I start pulling out other stuff. It's a sickness. It really is just a sickness. Crochet patterns. Good God. All right. Maybe while I'm talking, while we're chatting, I can look up my Missouri Star stuff. I just saw it not long ago. Anyway, so some of the fabrics that we've got for this year. This was, I think, part of I think this may have been a charm pack. So, hi, Robin. Hi, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, was this Missouri Star? Me too, for the Trip Around the World. I know. And I want to do it with the poly filling, and it's got no border or binding. I need a binder for my patterns. I'd have to be organized to get them into the binder. What can I tell you? Hi, Thelma. I sew my patterns. Oh, that's a good idea. Just run a stitch up there. Hi, Arlene. The sun is finally shining. Good. Congratulations. I don't remember. I'm looking it up as well. Yeah, if you could look it up, that would be great. Because if it is Missouri Star, then I'll just go back to my Missouri Star stuff and pick and grab it. So this year I'm not using a charm pack because I'm not ordering fabric. So I have these hearts for the reds. Angela, stop yelling. The problem is I have quite a few reds, not a lot of whites. So, stop opening them. Oops. And in a second, I'll tell you what I'm reading now, because I finished The Widow from John Grisham. I don't have food on my lip. It's the remnants of that cold sore. And the more I pile on anything to try and get rid of it, it's just better to live with it. The binder, Arlene, Thelma, Sandra. Okay. Reds. So for reds, here's what we've got. And again, I need to find the pattern only because I'm pretty sure that this was a charm pack, and I don't remember. Gosh, terrible memory. Sorry, squirrels. I finished one book, and okay, hold on. Missouri just did a YouTube tutorial on the woven heart. It's a beauty. They have several heart patterns that are pretty neat. Woven heart. Should have brought my notepad in here because I'm trying to keep track of stuff I need to do today. I'm gonna yell too. Steve and I were going to sleep the other night. We were, kind of winding down the day, getting into bed. And I was explaining something to him. And I don't know what happened, why I kept inching up my voice. But all of a sudden he looked at me and he said, "Why are you yelling? I'm 3 feet away from you." I don't know. Okay. Do you have a soft cream? Maybe. I might on the soft cream. Here's another question for you. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I found it. No, I didn't. So many projects. Okay. You can also hold that thought, Robin, on the book. Heart fan. You can also use any low volume fabric. Huh. It'd be adorable if I had some more of this. It was like a mermaid print. We did a project off this last year. And if the reds were really loud, I could almost use like a pink, or see this white part here with the seahorses. That would be kind of cute. I'm going to have to look around today. I'm trying to spend an hour or so in here today just working on a couple of things. What? Oh, it's Robin. Sorry. Robin said 2 minutes ago, I'm going to text Woven Heart to you. And okay. And then my text went off. And that happens all the time. I text stuff to myself, reminders, and then and then the phone goes off, and who is texting me? Woven Heart. So we think it's Woven Heart? Love and Wheels. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. We'll look. We'll look while we're talking. So we've got hearts. That's okay. This hearts and this hearts. So I'm trying to, and unfortunately, these hearts are really, I think, too big to use as the background of it. I think it'd be too much. So we've got that. So that's what I think we're gonna do for that. And then my plan is to do them 3, so that you could do it as a table runner, right? You could do it as a table runner by running the hearts, I think, this way. Okay, so horizontally. 1 heart here, 1 heart here, 1 heart there, right? 3. Be a big table runner. That's why I want to look at the sizes. You could do what I'm going to do, which is 3 vertically, and I'm going to hang it on a skinny wall that I have in the living room. You could do it as 1, which is what I did with this one, and I put this originally just on my table, on my dining room table for Halloween, for Valentine's Day. So I will probably do that again with this one, with this single. And it's just big enough if you have a small, or if you have like a kitchen table, something about that size. Small dining room table. Round. Ours is round. So that's what we're going to work on this week. Today I'm going to try and nail down the whole fabric thing. Size-wise, let's take a look at, let's analyze the size just a little bit. And let me see if I can. Now, if I turn on the camera above, you can't laugh. Okay? So don't laugh. If you laugh, I'm just going to turn the camera off. All right? Ready? I said don't laugh. So let's take a look at what size we have right now. Oh, good heavens. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Let's try and, while we're chatting, maybe I could just do a little housekeeping. You can size down to 2-inch or 2.5-inch squares. I think I might have to, Madeline, and I think you're absolutely right. Because otherwise I think it's going to get, I mean, well, again, let's measure it out. Let's measure it out. I put this sweater on. Dying. Thought it was going to be cooler than this today. I should turn the air on. Let's call it 24 inches before the binding. Well, it's actually 25 inches. Let's just call it 25 inches. Okay, let's just be accurate. 25 inches. So 25 by 25. Yeah. So I think with 3, it's going to be, oh yeah, on a square table too. Perfect. But I'm thinking that we're going to have to go down to two, like Madeline said, 2.5-inch squares because, yeah. These are like 4.25 inches right now. The red squares in the heart. Geez, Madeline, that was quite quick math. So right now, the red squares, I'm going to imagine that they originally started out as 5-inch squares because they're 4.25 right now. So another 1/2 inch puts them at 4 3/4. A little bit for probably my waist. I don't know. I may have cut them down. I don't remember. It's not relevant. Let's just call it that they were 5-inch squares. I think if we go to 2.5-inch squares, I think we'll do that. And if I don't find the fabric, I mean, if I don't find the, oh, Erlene has the square coffee table. Yes. Oh, what a cute idea on a coffee table. You could also do them running opposite to each other through the heart facing each side of the table. Oh, that would be kind of cute too. Quick Jewish calculation. Very funny. Jacqueline, I'm glad you posted it in the community. I have some community catch-up work to do. Anyway, yeah, I think if we go to 2.5-inch squares, that will work. Now, if I don't find the pattern, we're going to brace yourselves. We're going to wing it. Scary, huh? Here's why. These are all just half square triangles. Half square triangle, half square triangle, half square triangle, right? So this row is a series of half square triangles, obviously. Ignore the, why I was trying to attempt my quilting on this is beyond me, but it's okay. It adds my touch to it. Half square triangle, and then you just have to start alternating between where the heart peaks are going to start, right? And then half square triangle, solid, 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 half square triangle. So it's a really easy, even without the pattern. Hi, Diane. Your fabric doesn't have to just have hearts, so and some flowers, swirls. That's another great idea. Shop your stash. That is amen. Remember that's our goal, is to shop from our own stash, our own sewing room. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Jean, absolutely. Like I even have this one that I'll probably throw in there. Just these little swirls. Cute. Isn't that cute and fun? Like this is a fun, this is a fun quilt piece, whatever you're going to call it. It's supposed to be fun. You could do, okay, Madeline, if you did 3 of these across at this size, that would make it 70, we'll call it 72 by 72. What size quilt is that? No, that's wrong. Yeah, it would, 72. 72 across, 72 down. 6 by 6 quilt, what is that? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something nobody tells you about. Diane, waiting for my daughter to stop by. Oh, how fun! How fun for a Sunday. Yesterday I put all the Christmas away. Let me tell you that putting it away is as bad, and I was dreading it. That's why I didn't do it earlier this week. I kept putting it off and putting it off. And then I was like, it's going to be, knowing the way that time goes, it's going to be St. Patrick's Day. And I'm still going to have a red Christmas tree up in my front room. But it is as brutal putting it away. 24-inch total square. So 24-inch. I'm just curious if you wanted to make like a Valentine's Day quilt, like a full-on quilt. If you did 3 of these at the actual size. So if you used 5-inch squares. 5-inch squares to make one of these, which is 24. We called it 25 inches, but let's use easy math. And if we did 3 of these across and 3 of them down, that should give us 72 by 72. What size quilt is that? Is that like a queen? I don't know. I don't know these things off the top of my head. I have all kinds of useless knowledge up here, but some stuff just right out my ear. The putting it away, I was wrecked last night. Wrecked. My back felt like I had been in a WWE match. My knee was screaming again. Thank goodness that is kind of easing up. I really thought I had damaged my knee. Oh my God. That would have been bad. My arms, my back, and I was, it's tiring packing all that crap up into bins. But I think I'm going to have to put some of it in storage. There's just too much of it, and we just don't have the room in the garage, and we can't put it in the attic. And there's a very specific reason why we can't put it in the attic. And if you want to hear that story, I'll tell you. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do this week. Today we're going to find the rest of the fabrics. You guys have seen what I'm starting with. And I am going to do, for the first part of my project, I'm kind of falling a little bit in love with potentially doing this into a quilt. Oh my God, would that be so much fun? Probably have to plan that for next Valentine's Day. I'm going to take the Christmas tree down. We'll put the heart up. I am going to do 2.5-inch squares. So if you're wanting to do some variation on this while I do it this week, I'm going to cut my yardage into 2.5-inch squares, and then we'll start laying it out. Okay. Okay. So a couple people asked about book. So first off, I read 72 by 72 at a finished 2-inch square. Should be 36 inches. Twin is 72 by 38. So what's 38 twice? 16, 70. So it would be whatever 2 twins is. Double? That would be kind of fun. That would be good for a couch. Queen is 80 by 60. Okay, we're not going that big. 2-inch square is small. I know. I hope I can find this fabric. I mean, this pattern. Maybe it gave me other, that they always give you variations on it. 2-inch finished square is a 2.5-inch square. So 2.5-inch square. Don't forget to welcome Ballet Girl. It's her first visit. Oh my gosh, did I miss somebody? Hold the phone. Hold on. Hold on. Just stop everything. Ballet Girl 4TK. Stacy. Hi, Stacy. I'm so sorry. Okay, in all fairness, I saw Sandra say, "Oh, welcome, Ballet Girl," and I was like, your comment had already shifted up. It had already blown past, and I didn't see it. And when Sandra said, "Hi, Ballet Girl," I was like, okay, maybe she knows something about somebody that I don't know. What? You know what? You want to call somebody Ballet Girl? Call him Ballet Girl. I don't know. It's not my business. And there was actually someone new. Nice, Angela. Nice. Way to make people feel welcome. Stacy, welcome. We're very glad that you're here. You are in the right place if you like ballet, if you like Valentine's projects, because we're going to have fun with it this year, and we're going to do a couple of variations on it. Yeah, okay. So everybody give a quick welcome to Stacy so that she feels completely on the spot now that this is her first live. And the second thing is, please give us a thumbs up. Share the channel. If you share the channel to other people, it helps bring more people into the community, which helps us. That's right. That's why we do it. This is a fun group. You're funny, Angela. I know. It. Hi, Melinda. You're not going to catch me with another one. I'm not missing somebody else. No, sister. Okay, so books. I just finished The Widow by John Grisham. It was very, very good. It was very, very good. Was it the best book I've ever read by him? I don't think so. But were there good twists to it? He does what John Grisham tends to do, or what I've noticed a lot in his books is you don't get the real twist until you're like 20 pages from the end. So that's when it's like somebody just throws the gas on at the very end. So there's that. Number 2, the cool thing about The Widow is you think that the book is going in one particular direction. You think that the point of the book, the plot, the real focus is going in one direction, all leading up to one particular thing. And then he doesn't just do like a 180. He like takes you out of the car completely. So it was very, very good. It was very, very good. I will admit this. because I have so much on my mind right now, because we have so many different things going on that are kind of pulling me in lots and lots of directions. And like everybody, I have a lot of stressors on my mind right now. A lot of things I'm, whatever. And I'm reading slower than I did last year. Last year, I was reading much faster. And hey, Jacqueline, listen, girl. Last night I finished the what was it called? The Widow. And for like a split second, I said to myself, "Am I getting a little fried on reading?" Which is kind of a dumb question for me, but. And Jacqueline, this year, November, December, and January, I've read the slowest that I think I've ever read almost in my lifetime. Our schedules have changed dramatically in the last few months, and so we're going to bed earlier, which means by the time because we're getting up very early, we're getting up at 7, quarter to 7. So by the time I get to the end of the day, by the time we crawl in bed, I have nothing left in the tank. Nothing. Exhausted. So I end up reading like a couple of pages, whereas I used to get into bed and we'd be up for, another half hour or an hour, just kind of watching TV or scrolling or reading or doing whatever. And now I'm not. And so I'm just reading much slower. And you know what? That's okay. You didn't finish your goal. You know what? Jacqueline made it through 3 chapters of The Maid last year. Yes! That's fantastic, Jacqueline. It's fantastic. And her goal is to finish that book this year. And if she finishes it in a month or 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, that's going to be fantastic. Because here's the point. And I'll only be on my soapbox for 10 seconds. The average person, the average American, only completes, start to finish, like 3 books in their adult life after high school. The percentages are astronomical on the amount of people that finish a book, that start a book, that read a book, a portion of a book, pick up a book, and it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. And reading is not just about reading a story. The same things apply as an adult as they do to children. And that is, reading is comprehension. It keeps your brain working. It helps fight off future diseases of the brain, helps avert those, because it keeps all those neurons working and thinking and imagining and painting a picture in your mind of what's going on in a book. And like I said, a reading comprehension, everybody thinks that reading comprehension stops after you learn how to comprehend reading. It doesn't. It's putting the story into a thought and all of those things. Intelligent thinking, all of those things come from reading, not from scrolling. And I have people that say, well, I read on a device, or I read things on my phone. I read the news on my phone. No. Either pick up a Kindle or whatever version, a reader that doesn't have access to the internet, that you can't go scrolling or searching or whatever, get distracted. Let your brain read. I'm passionate about it, as you can tell. Okay, stepping down. Now, and you should enjoy the book. You shouldn't just be reading the words. I've found myself, which is why I've kind of slowed my pace down on my reading, because sometimes I'm reading and I'm just reading. I'm reading the words, but I'm not really like absorbing the book. And so I'm kind of slowing myself down right now just because I don't have as much time to do it. So I have to kind of settle my brain into it more. And I can't tell you how many people in 2026 have said that they're just done with it. The constant scrolling, constant. Now, you should always come on and watch for quarter-inch seam videos. Does not be crazy. I didn't say you had to go cold turkey. I'm just kidding. But we're on them just way too much. At the end of the week, I think it is, Apple, I get a report from Apple about how much time I was on my device. It's disgusting. Okay. I love reading, but won't do anything else if it's a good book. So I have to limit reading to vacation, LOL. You know what? That's one of my problems. When it's very, very good, I find myself like I should be working, but I'm like, oh, I'll just read one page. While I'm on hold. I'll be on hold. And I'll just read a little bit. And then somebody will say, okay, I'm back. And I'm saying, you know what? Could you put me back on hold for just another minute? I'm almost done with this chapter. So anyway, so what am I reading now? Ready? The River We Remember by William Kent Kruger, which had unbelievably good reviews. He wrote Where the Crawdads Sing, which I didn't read, but I saw the movie. It's supposed to be fantastic. And yeah, I mean, I only got 3 pages into it before I fell asleep. Yeah. So that's what we're reading now, The River We Remember. So I did like the Widow. Widow was John Grisham. I would encourage you to read it. It was very, very good. This is what I'm reading now. Just stopping in for a hello, The Siberian Wind. Getting my machine up and doing a recording this morning. Have a great Sunday, y'all. Have a great Sunday. The Siberian Wind. Wow. Mysterious. I don't comprehend from a screen, says Madeline. It's very... our brains absorb things differently on a screen. It's just... there's got to be some neurological... ooh, that goes on with that. I don't know what it is, but I agree. Okay. Now, let's see if we can't find. So the question remains, do we go with 2.5-inch squares? Oh, I think her name is Tammy. Tammy is the Siberian Wind? Welcome, Tammy. Hi, Tammy. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know Tammy. I feel like everybody else knows Tammy, and I don't know Tammy. Sorry, I'm sorry. And I think it was Erlene that had said, you know, with you know, to use stuff that not just hearts. This, whatever this charm pack was, it was a red and white and pink charm pack, but most of it had a lot of this, like, you know, it was flowers and little, what's this one thing up here? Little flower bouquet, little bud bouquets. I mean, it was Valentine's Day themed, but it had a good variety in it. Look, little postage stamps. So, let's see if I can't find the pattern. And then what we'll do is we'll figure out what we're going to be size-wise for that. Okay. Let's see if it's in my... Mini exploding heart quilt. Oh, that sounds like fun. Okay, digital products. Here we go. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. I think, oh gosh, I have a bunch of heart stuff. Swedish woven hearts. Is that the one that you guys were talking about? I found it. It's called Inside Out Heart Wall Hanging. I also have Hearts and Kisses. Oh, I'm going to have to quit my job. I'm going to have to quit my job so I have enough time to do these things. Okay, so the project is... Wow, how did I do that? It was... Oh, let's see. I bet you that that's what it was. It was a bonus. Okay, so... No, it wasn't. This is supposed to be 36 by 36. So what I must have done was, I have a weird feeling I must have messed something up maybe. I don't know. I don't know how I ended up with using 5-inch squares. And I did it a little bit different. Because on this one, it's a white heart with purples and pinks and not burgundies, like fuchsias as the colors around it. So I must have modified this, which is shocking. If you knew me in quilting and sewing, I'm not a modifier. I'm not a make it up. I'm really not. Although I end up making up a lot of stuff. So the pattern we're going to use, the mindset of the pattern is Inside Out Heart by Missouri Star. If you want to follow their pattern along with what I'm sewing this week, then that's the pattern. Inside Out Heart. A wall hanging for 10-inch squares. So she used 10-inch squares. For where I want to put this, and for what I really want to do, I really want something that's a little bit more vertical. I think I'm going to go way down and do 2.5-inch squares. Or maybe start with 3-inch squares. Okay, we'll have to see. So yeah, that's what this originally, that's the pattern that this is. In fact, I'll just show you really quickly. So this is what the pattern looks like. Okay. All right. Now, how do I turn this off? Okay, mini exploding heart quilt. Mini exploding heart. We're going to have to look at that. Mini exploding heart. And then, what was the other one? Woven heart. And to comment on a comment from a few minutes ago, Sandra said it's also emotionally draining it's much more fun to take out Christmas than it is to put it back away. Yeah, because when you're putting it away, like you're done with it, like I'm like, okay, I don't want it, no more flock, no more ornaments. I don't want to have to, I don't want on and off the houses, the stuff all over, like I just want to be done. So yeah, it is. It's emotionally, you're just very void putting it away. Like I was like, I just want it gone. Put it in a box. Look at Corey Yoder free pillow pattern. She uses, Sewing Wolf. Thank you. What was your name? What is your name, sweetheart? Are you new here? Welcome. Sewing Wolf. You guys have fantastic names. Sewing Wolf. Siberian Wind. It's fantastic. Mini Exploding Heart. And then Noreen. Hi, Noreen. Corey Yoder. Pillow Pattern. Hi, Betsy. Didn't get a notification today. Oh, did you guys get the notification? Woven Heart. So, if you're a reader, once a month, I try not to go on and on and on about reading, but if you're a reader, what are you reading right now? I'm a big reader. Big. And every time I finish a book, I say to my husband, oh, I finished my book. And he says, okay, does that mean you need another one? Do you need another one? What will you read now? And I say, I know. What will I read? I have a couple hundred books I haven't read. There's so much new stuff. Okay, Laura did no, never. There's our Betsy. I hang in the background. Hang in the background. That's good. That's how I usually am. Back here. Laura Dave. I've talked about Laura Dave's books before. Laura Dave. I don't know if it's Dave or Davy. She wrote The Last Thing He Told Me, which was one of those books that just, yes, please give us a thumbs up. Yes, we were on at 11:30. Or just after 11:30, 11:33, 11:34, something like that. Then I read, she also wrote The Last Thing He Told Us, or The Last Thing Last Time We Saw Him, something like that, which was another fantastic book by her. Fantastic. She is a fantastic writer. Laura, last name Dave. She has a new book, which is technically the sequel to her first book. And I think it's called The First Time I Saw Him. Fantastic. Just, I haven't read it yet. I haven't bought it yet. Saving my pennies. Between quilting and reading, I need a second job. Brad Meltzer has a new book out called The Viper, which I'm excited to read. I don't read all of Brad Meltzer's stuff, but The Viper is part of, I think, a series that he's been writing, and fantastic. Excited to read that. James Patterson has some new books out. There's just, everybody's got new books out. Like I said, I'm going to need another job to afford it all. So, my only question for you guys, and I think I already asked this a couple times, is, well, I have two questions. The first is, if I do it at 2.5-inch squares, are they going to be too small? And I guess the answer is probably not for the overall size of what I want to do with this thing. So we'll have to see. I think we'll give it a whirl. I think we'll give it a whirl with 2.5-inch squares and see. I can make one. If I don't like the size, I can use it as a placemat or a mug rug or whatever. But this is Inside Out Heart by Missouri Star. We just did it in different colors, and we did not do 10-inch square. Okay? So if you're looking for that, that's what this is. I'm going to pick the fabrics, and my second question is this. On miter corners, now, when I originally did this, seriously, ladies, if you ever come to my house, I'm begging you, if this is hanging on the wall, please don't say anything. You can look, you know, the way that most women do. Don't see. Just read the first book in the Midford series by Jan Karen. Okay, I was going to ask about that, Betsy, if anybody had read Jan Karen, because my mom needs a new author with series. She loves a good series. And everybody keeps saying, Jan Karen, Jan Karen. Okay. 2 books behind. I just got James Patterson's Along Came a Spider. I gotta read the Jack Ryan books. Can you imagine 3 trunk loads of books I donated to our local library last week, all in pristine condition? Guess I'm a reader. I finally decided they should be donated for others' joy. Sandra, that's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And if you're donating them to your local library, so often those are used at like book sales, or they're put into circulation, but they're used at book sales and that type of thing, so that people can, they use them for book sales so that they can then fund literacy programs, after school reading programs, the whole 9 yards. So cheers to you, Sandra. That's awesome. That really is. Someday I'm going to do that. Okay, are those 5-inch squares, Candace asks. They were originally 5-inch squares. So yes. So for this size, which is like 25 inches, 24, 25 inches, it was 5-inch squares. And that will make, again, this is a good table topper, coffee table topper, a wall hanging. I'm going to hang it on a wall in my living room where I have a space that this will fit in, where I can't have anything bigger. Okay. Can't wait to see it. The wall hanging, I get lost with all the conversations I got going on and all the people talking up here. It's just too bad we can't share our books. I'm thinking about signing up to Audible. Any input? I loved Audible, except for the fact that nowadays I only listen to really one a month, because I just don't drive very much. And a lot of times when I'm working, I used to have a book playing in the background while I was working. But lately I've just had so much going on. I really needed quiet. So it's been quiet. But what I used to find was I would use my one free, with Audible, you get, one for 14, I think it's like $14.95. You get 1 book a month. Well, what I would find when I was in sales driving around, I would go through the wall hanging with a similar triangle. Yeah, that's going to be cool. I would go through my 1 free book, and then I would to buy more, pretty soon it would get expensive. So you can, Sandra, rent audiobooks through Libby. If you guys haven't used Libby, the app, it's an app on your phone or a website you can log into. All you need is a library card. If you have a library card from your local library, you can access Libby. And you basically can either rent ebooks or audiobooks for free. Jean, is definitely a bunch. I can't believe it's lots of cookbooks too that are timeless. Cookbooks. So I am going to suggest Jan Karen to my mom. I would suggest Libby. I like it. I probably won't go back to Audible just because I'm trying to cut down on the amount of subscriptions. So, but sometimes the problem with Libby is you need to have a list of things that you're interested in or books that you would like. Because if it's a new book or even a relatively new book, you're gonna have to wait in line. But you can put your name in, and when it's available, they'll send you a message and say, "Hey, your book's available," or "Your audiobook's available." So it's a very cool system. I have to say, I love it. I love Libby. Okay. I think that's it for today. I will have a video coming out on either Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday. Oh, I know what my question was. Here's my question. Do you guys sew down your miter corners, or do you just leave them hanging? Do you sew down the V? I didn't even trim this thing. Jeez, Angela, what an embarrassment. And all of these are awful. I don't think I was actually watching. I don't think I actually had my eyes on the machine when I did this one. This one's not that bad. But do you sew down? Probably not, because that really does look terrible. I don't like that at all. Oh, on this side, it's a little bit better. See? That's my question. I put several books on hold at the same time all the week. That's what I've started doing, Betsy. That's a great idea. That's what I've started doing, is I'll just put a hold on 3 or 4 of them and know that don't sew them down. I do not. Yeah. Oh, Erlene does sew the V. I leave them. I just wanted to make sure, since a lot of you leave them, they don't come up, right? Of course, who's going to be sitting? What are you going to do? Sit there and pick at the V? Okay. Because on the last project that I completed, I did not sew them down because I thought it looked nicer. Depends if it's a wall hanger or blanket. I will let you guys in on a little something. The butterfly is done. She's done. The butterfly quilt is done. So it's being washed today and dried, and then a little press. So I will put out a video tomorrow and let y'all see it. And then, yeah, at the end of the week, I'll probably put up an Instagram post, but not today, because someone I know is on Instagram. She probably knows it's coming anyway, but I still want it to be a surprise. So tomorrow's video I will put out, and I will show you guys that finished deal, but it's done. Bound, done. So excited. I think, thanks, Madeline. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I came in here yesterday. I had to take a break from the Christmas decorations, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and sew it. And so I did. And all that was left was the front of the binding. Yeah. So, that will be tomorrow's. So you guys can check out tomorrow's video. It will be a relatively short one, because I think we've belabored the point on the butterfly long enough, but I'm excited that it's done, so I want to share that with you guys. Then check the corners so it won't catch. Yeah. Okay, so are we all ready? Are we all prepared for the Valentine's Day quilt then? We all know what we're doing? I'm not 100% sure I know what I'm doing, but I think we're on our way. So we'll start that this week, probably Tuesday, and that'll give me time to get some fabric cut, and I think we'll be on our way. I hope you guys have I will tell her, Sandra, that it's full of love from Olive Quarter Inseam. I will tell her that. You guys are very, very sweet. Thank you for sticking with me on that project. Okay. Have a fantastic evening, afternoon, evening. If it's, I don't know what it's doing now. Not raining, just a little breeze. I'm hoping it's going to cool off a little bit, so I don't have to change my clothes again. Thank you, everybody. Remember, give us a thumbs up, share the channel out. We'll have another live on Wednesday at 6 p.m. And then videos on Tuesday and Thursday, and then usually there's something that goes out on Mondays and Fridays, something short and that kind of a thing. Go sit for a half hour today and read something. Just a half hour. Turn everything else off. It'll be heaven. I usually end up then falling asleep and taking a little nap, but hey, the nap is optional. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your weekend as you wrap it up. And remember, only a 1/4 inch seam. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.